what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light. If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me a sign, just give me the green light.
If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me a sign. If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light.
If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light.
If you want me to get close to you, just tell me what to do, tell me what to do. If you want me to take over, just give me the green light, just give me the green light.
everybody. Welcome to the Blind Press YouTube channel. I decided to stream just here because a lot of people have been saying how glitchy the Twitch app has been, and I agree. It's been very glitchy. So, hold on. There. There we go. Oh, why am I in the queue? That's annoying. Ah. Okay, we've got to get Pinkalo's account on the what's it called? We've got to get Pinkalo's account on the TV because I cannot read chat now. I can't. Hold on a second. Buddy, I need you to watch Amazon. Yeah. Because I need to read my chat and I can't do it because it keeps going to what you're watching. Sorry about that. I was like, I can't do this. I need to see my chat. Ah. Why am I not able to? God damn it. I want my chat, damn it. Okay. There. Got it. Okay. Now I can see you. Ha ha ha, pun intended. Anyway, I hope you're all having a wonderful Saturday evening. I hope you're ready to,
What the heck was going on? I've never seen that happen before.
I've never seen that happen either. Every time I couldn't operate my chat from my phone because it would go, anytime he would go to search for something on YouTube, it would jump on my phone.
Wow, the Apple app is shit.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't do that to mine.
So, yeah. Anyways, I hope you guys are all having a wonderful Saturday. I've got some stuff queued up for us tonight. And I do not have question period because it was all backbenchers yesterday. And yeah, it was I went through it. Nothing really crazy happened. Trudeau was at this weird thing in Montreal, this Ukrainian summit thing. I don't know what he was doing. He's just losing the plot every time he speaks. I don't know what's going on, but we're going to take a break from politics today, except for some American stuff, because we've got a Kamala video. But we're going to take a break from a little bit of the politics, and we're going to just have some fun tonight with some other videos. And so I'm also, another reason I'm not streaming on Twitch is like it's glitchy. I know a lot of you guys are like, you try to watch on Twitch to give me the ad revenue, but then you end up having to come over to YouTube because it glitches out so bad that you can't continue to watch. So I figured I would just try to stream just to YouTube, and we'll see how that goes. And I did also do a vertical live stream today, and I might do more of those now, I might do more of those now that those are accessible, because holy crap, are they way more accessible than TikTok Live ever was. It's super simple to use. The layout is very easy to get around and navigate. It's very, very usable. I'm very happy with it. So I'm thinking I may do more vertical lives in the future. But I just thought I would test it out. And yeah, it turned out to be very, very usable, and I'm very happy with it. I wish there was I'm probably going to do a short later talking about how accessible it is, and hopefully blind people will see it, blind creators will see it, and start using it instead of TikTok Live, because TikTok Live is garbage. And also the gifts you get from TikTok Live are like pennies, quite literally. So yeah, the more blind people I can get using TikTok or YouTube Live Shorts, I think would be awesome. But I think now we're going to jump into our first video, which is keep more of your tips with Streamlabs monthly tipping. Oh, that's an interesting notification. They are pushing Streamlabs monthly tipping now, huh? Huh. Interesting. But we are going to switch over here to our live screen and learn about what it's really like to live with a lobotomy, which sounds terrifying to me, but who knows? Maybe we'll see what it would like. Let's take a listen.
Humans as a species don't have the best track record when it comes to finding solutions to serious brain-related problems.
Yeah.
And mental health care as a concept is still relatively new. Still, it might surprise you to learn that chiseling a needle into your skull used to be a widely accepted treatment.
No, that doesn't surprise me, because I do know about it, but ugh.
Somewhat less surprising is the fact that this treatment rarely worked as intended and left most patients with irreparable brain damage.
You think?
So, today we're hammering into some of the darkest before and after lobotomy stories from history.
Oh,
but before we get started, be
Ugh.
sure to
I'm getting shivers. I'm getting shivers already.
subscribe to the Weird History channel. After that, leave a comment and let us know what other infamous time periods you would like to hear about. Okay, this will only hurt for a second.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, how long would it have hurt after you got the fucking ice pick done? Like, oh, wouldn't you have had a headache for at least a couple of days?
Throughout the history of medicine,
Ugh.
there have been few surgical practices more barbaric and cruel, yet sometimes surprisingly helpful, than the lobotomy. Famous lobotomy patients range from children of politicians and English lords to singers who were on their way to stardom before finding themselves waylaid by mental illness.
Oof, that's rough. That is always rough. Being, like, on your way to somewhere famous, fame and fortune, and then mental illness just comes along and, hi, bitch!
The personality, memory, and IQ of lobotomy patients before and after surgery varies wildly, and doctors are still not able to fully understand the specific details of this outlandish surgery.
Well, that's because we don't understand the brain very well still.
Born in 1928, The Earl of Galloway was a slightly eccentric child who was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia. When he turned 23, his parents took the unsuspecting Earl to a hospital in London where he was lobotomized. After the surgery, Stewart spent the next 15 years in the mental wing of the Crichton Royal Infirmary.
That's horrible. Why? Because he could barely take care of himself?
Then, in 1970, his parents placed him in the Monastery of the Transfiguration in Roslin. Kind of sounds like the procedure wasn't all that helpful. After finally leaving the monastery and marrying a commoner and shop girl, Stewart said, "I was never the same again," referring to the lobotomy. Many have wondered about his ability to live post-surgery. Even if it cured some of his severe symptoms, the procedure left the Earl completely unable to live on his own without the support of the various institutions he frequented or his eventual wife.
That's horrible. That's no way to live. That's not living at all. Well, neither is living with schizophrenia. That some of the delusions, if you're untreated, is just awful. But I mean, Jesus.
As a 12-year-old boy, Howard Dully was described as defiant and savage-looking. His doctor's notes on him at the time reveal a preteen with some mental health issues who was trying to test his boundaries with his father and stepmother. From Dr. Walter Freeman's notes, he doesn't react either to love or to punishment. He also wrote that Howard never wanted to go to bed, daydreamed constantly, and turned on lights even when it was still bright outside. Now,
Interesting. About the turning on lights when it's still bright outside. That's very, very interesting.
in other words, he was a 12-year-old boy. In December 1960, Dr. Freeman performed a lobotomy on Howard Dully, and his entire nature
Hello,
seemed
Mr.
to
Goatman.
change. Dully's stepmother noted that he sat quietly, grinning most of the time and offering nothing. That sounds less like calm and more like creepy.
Yeah. Sounds more like he's been like zombified. He's a living zombie child.
It took Dully decades to understand what happened to him, and he still suffers from memory loss, with a constant feeling that he's missing something. Reflecting on his experience, he said, "Walter Freeman's operation was supposed to relieve suffering. In my case, it did just the opposite."
That's horrible. That makes me so sad. Like, I'm so glad lobotomies don't happen anymore. Like, my wife likes to turn on lights and never turn them off. Really? My kids like to do that.
It may be hard to believe, but not every lobotomy case was a failure. According to Patricia Moen, after being married to her husband for 13 years, she suddenly started crying constantly in 1962 at the age of 36. She told NPR, "I just mentally was no good." And one night, while she was home alone, she took an entire bottle of pills in a last-ditch attempt to ease her suffering.
Jesus. That's oof. I'm only going oof cuz yeah, the suffering, the see, this is what I mean. Like, why is it such a bad thing if people are they've tried everything and they just want to go? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, if they have...
That's when Dr. Walter Freeman, yeah, he's back, suggested that she get a lobotomy, although he did warn her that there was a possibility that she would end up catatonic. According to Patricia, even though she couldn't remember the surgery or her time at the hospital, she did feel different after the doctor tinkered with her brain. She later claimed, "I was a more free person after I'd had it. Just not to be so concerned about things. I went home and started living again." She went on to explain that the lobotomy allowed her to get back to cooking and shopping and generally taking care of the household.
Interesting. She was actually still able to do all those things. See, I've often thought of, like, if you get lobotomized, then you're just pretty much a vegetable person.
She considered that success enough. In 1944, Jenny Pilarski was admitted to a state psychiatric facility known as the Manteno State Hospital in Manteno, Illinois. after she and her parents had a disagreement about where she would live post-college.
Oh, good. Don't you just love the way that sometimes people would just throw you into an institution when you have disagreements with
When
them?
she was admitted to the facility, a doctor described her as neat, clean, tidy, extremely quiet but friendly and agreeable, cooperative in ward and routine. He even noted that there were no signs of active pathology.
Then why would you lobotomize her? Holy shit. That's horrible. It just scrambles the trauma. It does.
For some reason, instead
It
of releasing
does.
Jenny on her own recognizance, the hospital staff subjected her to hydrotherapy, repeatedly plunging her into and out of ice water.
That sounds like fucking torture. That doesn't sound like therapy. What the fuck is this? This sounds horrifying. Oh my god.
Afterward, she asked, "Is life a farce?" If you're in a position to ask that question, the answer is usually yes. By May of 1953, Jenny had undergone 187 electric shock therapies, roughly 2 a week, and
Oh my god. Oh my good lord. That is insane. You can't fix trauma with trauma. No, you certainly cannot.
on February 18, 1955, she was subjected to an extensive neurosurgery with bilateral extirpation of most of the frontal and temporal lobes.
Oh, good. So pretty much everything from here and up here, they just fucking...
That's the gussied-up scientific way to say she was lobotomized.
Yeah.
This unnecessary surgery left Jenny mute and totally dependent on commands for functioning of everything from toilet urges on up.
Wow. Yeah, that's totally living. That's absolutely totally living. And it's totally not barbaric and torturous at all. It's absolutely fine. Holy Christ.
None of this was reported to anyone, and for the next 45 years, she was shuffled between nursing homes and mental wards until she passed in 1998 at the age of 79.
Oh, that poor woman.
In the 1980s, the punk band Reagan Youth bashed out an intense politically charged form of hardcore that managed to toe the line between blazing circle pit anthems and incisive critiques of the racist punk scene that was bubbling over throughout the decade. Unfortunately, the band singer, Dave Rubenstein, better known to fans as Dave Insurgent, had a serious addiction problem and also got into a fight that left him with a head injury. Doctors informed him that he required a lobotomy in order
Oh, good.
to recover. After the surgery,
You need a you've already got brain trauma. So here, let's us traumatize your brain some more. That'll help it. I promise.
Rubenstein technically recovered, but he was never again the punk rock intellectual that he was while fronting Reagan Youth. He quit singing with the band and threw himself completely into his addiction. And in a final bizarre and tragic twist, Rubenstein's girlfriend, Tiffany Bresciani, was slain by the serial killer Joel Rifkin. Less than a
Holy
week later,
shit.
his mother was fatally struck by a car driven by his father, and Rubenstein took his own life shortly afterward.
God damn, dude. That is just holy shit. There is first of all, how is a lobotomy supposed to help traumatic brain injury? That doesn't make any sense to me. Second of all, how is he supposed to cope with all that loss when his reasoning centers are gone?
During the mid-20th century, a young man only known by the initials HM was hit by a cyclist and cracked his skull. From that injury, he began suffering seizures that lasted for around 40 seconds at a time. HM sought out Dr. William Scoville, a man who was experimenting with fractional lobotomies, which eliminated less tissue and supposedly allowed patients to keep their original personalities.
Supposedly. But that one lobotomy helped the woman, so it depends on how good the doctor is doing it. Maybe.
On September 1st, 1953, Scoville used a hand crank and drill saw from a local hardware store to remove a bottle cap's worth of bone from above each one of HM's eyes. He then removed a few key parts of HM's brain. After the surgery, HM only suffered about 2 seizures a year, a vast improvement, and his IQ jumped from 104 to 117.
Holy shit. That's actually pretty cool.
But he couldn't form any new memories. HM was forced to move back in with his parents, where he performed odd jobs, despite having to ask multiple times what he was doing. It was later discovered that due to the loss of his hippocampus, HM's brain began to understand time differently. According to Sam Keene, 5 minutes lasted subjectively just 40 seconds for him. 1 hour lasted 3 minutes. 1 day, 15 minutes.
Wow.
In fairness to Dr. Scoville, there are people who would pay a large sum of money for that experience.
That's crazy. A whole day would only be like perceived as 15 minutes for him? That's crazy. That's really, really weird.
HM passed in a nursing facility at the age of 82 from respiratory failure, and his brain was removed for study immediately following his passing.
Yeah.
HM's brain was shaved into 2,401 slices,
Holy
each
shit.
of which was mounted on a glass plate and photographed at 20 times magnification to form a digital, zoomable map down to the level of individual neurons.
I wonder if that's why we understand what we do of the brain now.
Rose Williams, the older sister of famed playwright Tennessee Williams, suffered from schizophrenia and was described by her brother as one of the sweetest, most genuine people he ever knew. In his memoirs, Williams notes that when Rose would go on a date, she would talk with an almost hysterical animation which few young men knew how to take.
That's unfortunate. That's that's unfortunate that she would get so like happy and giddy about being on the date that the guy just couldn't handle
Apparently,
it.
she was a member of the Ministry of Silly Walks. In 1926, Rose wrote a letter to her grandmother describing her depression. I don't know what was the matter with me except that I was so nervous that I couldn't hold the glass to take my medicine in. She went on to say that she spent the day in bed and struggled her way through a music lesson because her anxiety was so extreme, stating, "It makes me nervous as a cat." By 1943, Rose was beginning to lash out during manic episodes and agreed to undergo a frontal lobotomy. The surgery technically relieved her anxiety in that it seemed to reduce her to a nearly catatonic state.
I guess that's I guess if you're catatonic, you can't really be anxious anymore, but is it really living? Is it really peaceful?
She remained institutionalized, albeit in a relatively swanky institution thanks to her brother's fortune. In a
bet.
post-surgery letter she wrote to Tennessee, she said, "I want some black coffee, ice cream on a chocolate bar, a good picture of you. Your devoted sister, XXX Rose. P.S. Send me $1 for ice cream."
That's so sad. That is so sad. She's like a child now. That's awful.
When Rosemary Kennedy was born, the medical community was still decades away from understanding dyslexia and other learning disabilities. The little sister of John F. Kennedy, Rosemary was misunderstood by her parents, who struggled with her deficient cognitive skills. She also frequently erupted into aggressive tantrums when she didn't get what she wanted. Her
Probably because she wasn't being understood properly. She probably couldn't communicate herself very
father,
well.
Joe Kennedy, consulted the psychology department at Harvard University, where doctors evaluated Rosemary and concluded that she was developmentally disabled. Her father consented to giving his daughter a frontal lobotomy when she was 23 years old. It has been alleged that Kennedy was afraid his daughter might embarrass him and his son. You know, that president guy, and hurt their chances in politics.
That's rough. That's really rough. And probably true.
In November 1941, Dr. Walter Freeman performed the surgery with Dr. James Watts. and they sliced away at the young woman's frontal lobe until the left side of her body was partially paralyzed. After the surgery, Rosemary was sent off to a mental institution where she had to relearn how to brush her teeth, walk, and dress herself.
Yeah, because she couldn't move on one side of her body. Holy crap. That's horrible.
The bubbly and sometimes volcanically angry young woman was reduced to a shell of her former self who was unable to talk. In 2018, People published never-before-seen letters from Rosemary before she was lobotomized. The letters were addressed to her caretaker, Dorothy Smythe, an Irish woman who cared for Rosemary for a month-long period when she was 20. Rosemary recounted her adventures in Europe to Smythe, and she ended her letters with sign-offs like, "Best love from your darling sweetheart." Her surgery remains one of the most infamous lobotomy stories, and likely contributed to the extreme procedure mostly falling
like a relationship with Smythe, the way that ended.
out of use by the 1970s, which still seems like too long. So what do you think? Which of these cases was the most shocking? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it, check out some of these other videos from our weird history.
That is so freaking, oh my god, how sad is that? That is just, oh. Hey, Fury. How are you doing? We're just streaming on the YouTubes today because Twitch is, well, here. Let's watch, because we have something from Clownfish TV titled End Stage Twitch. So let's take a look.
Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I'm not here with Geeky Sparkles. I'm gonna do a follow-up on a Twitch video I did the other day talking about how Twitch could get nuked pretty soon. There's some speculation that advertisers are gonna shy away from Twitch, that users are jumping ship from Twitch, and that...
Well, first of all, advertisers don't want to be involved in anything controversial. And Twitch seems to have definitely taken a side in the whole Israel-Palestine thing. And, like, their mobile app sucks. And this Twitch Stories thing is annoying as hell. And, like, I haven't gotten an ad payout in 3 months, even though I've been streaming on Twitch every day. So it's like, I can tell that something's going on with the ads. And so that's why I've been pushing the Streamlabs link so hard. But that's another reason why I'm over here on YouTube, only because I'm trying to get the YouTube watch hours up.
Frankly, at the end of it, Amazon might just get tired of bankrolling Twitch, because Amazon, again, they are a mega conglomerate, and even if by some miracle, after all the layoffs and all the streamers leaving and all the bigger streamers getting banned, if by some miracle this company is still profitable by Amazon standards, it's chump change. Right? It's not enough. And Amazon has shut down profitable companies before. Again, being a comic book guy, look at Comixology. They bought Comixology. It made money, and as far as I can tell, but it didn't make enough money. And they're like, well, we'd be better off taking those resources and putting them into something else.
Ooh. Spider bites. Yuck. That's no fun.
So we can get a better return on investment. And they have a lot of controversy lately. I mean, not even getting into the Dr. Disrespect thing or a lot of their streamers bailing and going to Kick. We'll talk a little bit about the Asmongold situation. I don't think I talked about that on a video before. But he was banned. He's back. And now he is saying he's probably going to get banned again. And he's going to go someplace else. Possibly Kick. Possibly Rumble. Oh, can I say Rumble?
I hope he doesn't go to Kick, because Kick is... I hope he just streams on YouTube. I honestly like, I really hope Asmongold does not go to Kick. I'm not going to Kick. Kick is not accessible, and I'm not going to go over there. I'm just not.
The R word, possibly to another platform. YouTube doesn't like it when you talk about the R place. I'm just saying. And, we have that. And then we have this situation with Hassan. Some government people sent a letter to Twitch asking, like, what the hell is up with Hassan, because they said he's anti-Semitic.
Wow.
And, and then we've got Asmongold on the other side of it, saying stuff about Palestine. I mean, this is crazy.
Think of all that wasted money in forcing Twitch integration into gaming platforms. Oh, yeah.
I actually do agree with the guy I was talking about the other day, who said that the only solution for Twitch is to keep politics off the platform.
And that's another reason why I'm over here on YouTube, because I talk about politics a lot. And Twitch is getting really about politics.
I agree with that. If Twitch would go back to just streaming video games, they might be okay. But again, I think it's going to chase off a lot of their current audience, because a lot of people go to Twitch for hot takes and tits. That's basically it. Political hot takes and tits. And we've seen gaming streamers go all in on commentary. And a lot of them have actually stopped playing games, or they're making political commentary while they're playing games.
Yeah.
And I don't think just playing games is enough.
No. That's why when I do my gaming streams, I try to like talk about what I'm doing, or like I encourage people to come and chat, so there's stuff to talk about, so I'm not just sitting there
Keep
playing.
people on Twitch anymore. I'll be honest. I think the audience has changed. It's shifted. 10 years ago, you could keep 11-year-olds entertained with Fortnite streams or Minecraft streams or whatever, but that's not the case anymore. In fact, I would say Twitch is very, very not friendly for kids.
No.
And that does present
No social media is friendly for kids. Get the kids offline.
Amazon with a problem. I honestly to God think they're going to shut it down or sell it off. They've already shut it down in other countries. They've had multiple rounds of layoffs. Bezos is just going to be like, you know what? Fuck it. We're done. I'm out. You win some, you lose some. We bought this thing when, we thought esports were going to be huge, and they were for a while, and now they're not as big as they were. So let's talk about this. Before you get into any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Come from Deserto. Asmongold believes Twitch will ban him again 1 week after his return.
It isn't politics. It's the uneven... it's not just politics. It's uneven application of ban hammers, both for streamers and watchers. I have an account permabanned on Twitter that a mod saw. Oh, that's bullshit.
So Asmongold believes he will be banned from Twitch again before long after making his return to the platform following a 14-day suspension. In mid-October, he came under fire for calling Palestinians an inferior culture. His words, not mine. Just to clarify before we get people in the comments, because I know how people are, and saying he had no sympathy for them when talking about the ongoing conflict in the region. Is that what he actually said? I know he...
No, that's not what... He said what he said. I think he even played a clip of it. He didn't say they were an inferior culture. He said... what did he say? I can't remember what he said, but that's not... I think Dick Serto's...
He did apologize, but he says he thinks he's going to get banned again. The World of Warcraft streamer's comments quickly circulate around social media and Twitch, with many viewers calling for the Amazon-owned platform to ban him. He got hit with a 14-day suspension, and a number of companies cut ties with him, including his own company, right?
No, OTK and the OTK and all that stuff, he decided to step down from, and they agreed with him. Oh. Let's see here. Mr. Goatman. Thank you for the $5. Around here, when money gets tipped, I jump up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. If you want to make me do that again, just tip some more. And
OTK and Starforge Systems. That ban has since ended, and Asmongold
yeah,
has returned to streaming.
He didn't get banned from them. He just stepped down.
He has promised to visit the Middle East in the new year to broaden his perspective. Dude, I appreciate like A for effort. You're an American.
Was it along the lines of they aren't inferior people, but there are clearly inferior cultures? Something like that, I think. I don't know. It wasn't, I don't think it was bannable.
I would not go overseas right now.
No.
And I know there's no way in hell he's listening to this video, but I'm going to be like, dude, regardless of where you stand on things, I think traveling to the Middle East as an American right now is not a very good idea.
No, don't.
I'm just putting it out there. But you do what you want to do, man. You do what you want to do. Listen, I won't get banned for probably another week. He said during his October 30th stream, there'll be a few more things that are probably going to happen, and then he'll probably end up getting banned after that. I'm guessing the election. If I had to guess, he's going to have a hot take on the election. And I don't know exactly how it's going to go, but I have a hunch how it's going to go. And if it goes the way I think it's going to go, one side is going to be very, 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 very unhappy.
Yeah, that's an understatement. That is a supreme understatement. When Trump wins, because let's face it, when Trump wins, the other side is going to be, you think 2016 was bad? You think the screaming and the he will not divide us and not my president and blah, 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 you think that was bad? Oh my God. Oh my God. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be both in Canada too when Poilievre wins. It's going to be fucking glorious.
And there could be some fallout from that. I'm just saying, based on previous experiences, right? That's what I'm assuming. Maybe we'll see what happens. I don't know yet. Streaming Star said if he's going to be banned again, he'd prefer it to happen after November 5th. Yeah, you need to survive until Election Day. Yeah. I have to survive and not get in trouble until Election Day. After Election Day, we can have a lot of fun. Following his initial ban, Asmon called Twitch inconsistent when it comes to dishing out punishment. He clearly believes he's on a path to another suspension. So
They are, though. They are inconsistent on banning and whether it be permanent or temporary bans. They are very, very inconsistent.
This is very ironic because I do recall people sounding the alarms on Twitch about 2 years ago. And if my memory serves me correctly, Asmongold said Twitch is fine, Twitch is not dying, Twitch is okay. Everything is good here. It's all fine here. Everything's fine. Of course he's going to say that. He's one of their biggest streamers, right? Yeah. So of course he's going to say that. But I don't think everything's fine. I don't think things have been fine at Twitch for a very long time. I mean, again, multiple rounds of layoffs, very inconsistent banning. And look, if people do some legitimately shitty things, that's one thing, right?
Yeah. Like if you're like a Dr. Disrespect or something, yes, permanently banned. But like even the shit that Destiny said did not merit a permaban.
But we've seen people get banned over usernames. They had a guy whose name was Piece of Sheet. And they're like, well, we banned it because it made some of our members uncomfortable because we thought it had something to do with the KKK. Like, what the?
Seriously? I just tried to breathe my coffee. The name Piece of Sheet is apparently in reference to KKK. Oh, fuck off.
Fuck is that about? That's so stupid.
That is stupid.
Right? I don't even know what Amazon could do to save Twitch. I'm going to be completely honest.
Nothing.
I have no idea what they could do because they've definitely strayed far from what the platform was originally about. And you know, there's been a lot of escalation in the streaming space. It used to be enough to just stream games.
Yeah.
It used to be enough to just stream, hey, I'm drawing and I'm chit-chatting about my day, and people were okay with that.
Not anymore.
Now, if you want to hold people's attention, you have to be spicy.
Yeah, you do. And like you have to be like really, really spicy for some reason. And not just spicy, like, but you have to be like almost nasty, like Hassan.
You either have to have spicy opinions,
Yeah.
or you have to
Or
show off your
be,
tits or something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Because even when I dress like the sexiest that I dress, I can't even retention on Twitch because I'm not like fully body, like just body paint, right?
it's not enough. People want drama. They want gotcha moments. They want especially in politics, they want validation, right? So it's and if they're horny, they want tits.
Yeah.
It's not enough to just play like Animal Crossing or something, or people would do it if there was that. Twitch would go all in on just games if there was good money in just games, but there isn't, right? And that's why they were kind of lifting the restrictions. They only lasted a day or two, lifting the restrictions on the lewd content and stuff. Asman apologized for his previous behavior and stated he wants to change his tone in his streams. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Maybe he's going to get spicier. Maybe that's what's going to happen.
He doesn't want to be like, he's not gonna not have opinions, but he's he's trying to be nicer.
Right? Maybe he's going to ramp it up to 11. Maybe he's going to try to compete with the quartering or something. I have no idea. I have no idea what he's going to do. Sportskeeda, U.S. politician sends letter to Twitch. So one politician, one dude, calls Hassan Abi the anti-Semitic voice of a systemically anti-Semitic platform.
Ooh. Ouch. That is damning.
Well, okay, so I don't want your stuff. Yeah, so there was this whole thing going down with Twitch where they were not letting Israelis or Palestinians create new accounts, I guess. It started last year
Israelis,
on October 7th, that they were not letting them create new accounts. So there's that. And then, anyway, this is U.S. politician Richie Torres has sent a congressional letter to Twitch raising concerns about the rise of anti-Semitism on the platform and points to Hassan as a significant contributor of that.
Because he is. He is a significant contributor. He's absolutely incredibly anti-Semitic in his rhetoric and the way he talks.
Torres shared screenshots of the letter addressed to Twitch CEO Dan Clancy and Amazon execs Steve Boom and Andrew Jassy in a post on X. In his post, he made it clear that the letter aims to hold both Dan Clancy and Hassan Abi accountable. He accused the content creator of denigrating Jewish people and the Twitch CEO of allowing systemic anti-Semitism on the platform. This is going to be, this is turning into a huge ass headache for Amazon. I honest to God think they're going to just call it a day.
Amazon is not going to want to put up with this for much longer. This company is anti-Semitic. Like any of this, Amazon is not going to hold on to this for much longer.
I really do. I think they'll just call it a day.
Yeah.
So here's a tweet. Let's go out to this tweet and see what Richie. Where's Richie from? New York. He's from New York. Okay. He said, I'm writing to express alarm about the amplification of anti-Semitism on Twitch at the hands of Hassan Piker, who's one of the largest political streamers with a following of 2.7 million. Since October 7th, there's been an explosion of Jew hatred on social media platforms. It said he emerged as the poster child for the October 7th outbreak of anti-Semitism.
Ooh, wow. That is a rough statement to hear. Like, even if it might be true, it's still quite the statement to make.
And he's going into, I don't know if I can say what he said, but he does give some examples. Now we got Congress people complaining about some of their biggest streamers. And yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm going to tell you right now. If you're thinking about becoming a Twitch streamer, don't.
No.
Don't. You missed the boat by like 10 years.
Yeah, this is why I'm just streaming over here on YouTube right now.
I think it's going to end pretty soon. I don't see how Amazon can keep this up. I mean, we're seeing what they're doing with the Washington Post.
Press, you guys. They're
not even letting them endorse a candidate because Bezos is like, I'll take everybody's money.
Wow.
And I think the same thing is going to happen with Twitch. I think I actually, normally I don't agree with censorship, but I think the only way to salvage the platform as a video game streaming platform is to not let people talk hard politics.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really gonna be the only way to save it, and it's not gonna
on
work.
The platform, and sure as hell don't show your tits. But at that point, what do you got? Not much, right? You don't got much because everybody's pivoted in that direction. So.
And everybody's like, eventually you're gonna run into the same opinion over and over again. You're gonna just run into, like, yeah, you're just gonna, you're just gonna run into the same opinion repeated over and over and over again. That's all you're gonna find eventually if they just say, you know, gaming, no politics, no tits. You're not gonna find much social commentary that's gonna be very different, because everyone's gonna be worried that they're going to say the wrong thing. So they're just gonna be vanilla opinions that nobody's going to want to hear, which is really, 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 really a problem. So let's see here. What are we gonna look at next? Kamala Harris's idiotic Fortnite debacle. Let's look at that. Let's take a look at that. All right. Hey, CW with the dabbing. What's up? What's up? How you doing? All right.
Before getting started, right off the bat, depending on when you watch this, the US presidential election will either be right around the corner or already over. But regardless of the outcome in that election, the story itself is no less absurd, and hopefully everyone on either side of the political aisle here can take a moment in this video to appreciate that. Alright, with that said, today I want to talk about Fortnite and Kamala Harris.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The fact that those two things are in the same sentence should just tell you how cringe this is.
Two subjects that obviously should never intermingle.
Nope.
Because the Harris campaign, one of the most hilariously absurd displays of fiscal irresponsibility I think I've ever seen during a political campaign ever, has decided to make this whole Freedom Town initiative, supposedly reaching out to young gamers/voters in the process. When you actually look at the entire situation in context, it is just pure comedy.
Hello, fellow kids! I can play with the video games too, don't you know? I know how to play with this controller. It is totally fun. y'all.
First things first, with just days to go in the 2024 presidential cycle, the Harris campaign decided to unveil a new Fortnite map called Freedom Town USA,
Oh, Jesus.
which is supposed to reach out to young voters and appeal to the gamers, if you will. Okay, cool, sounds fun, and they had this whole reveal trailer on their social media pages with a soundtrack by Megan Thee Stallion, or Megan the Stallion, I suppose. But
Of course it did. Of course.
a few seconds after you first hear about it, I'm pretty sure everyone starts to scratch their heads, because why would you advertise policy positions or an overall political campaign, generally speaking, to a bunch of Zoomers and Gen Alpha children who can't vote?
Right? Because nobody, unless they're one of those weird 40-year-old, 50-year-old Fortnite streamers. Hello, Michael Williams. I see you like White Bad Audio too. Oh, yeah. Because this worked so well the last time they used Fortnite for political BS. Oh, yes, didn't it?
It's actually really funny, but I'll go through step by step from the beginning. For starters, Freedom Town USA, which is what the Harris campaign map is called, and they've even got a whole website for it, doesn't allow guns. It's
No guns in Fortnite? Isn't that a whole, like, the whole point of the game? Seriously, isn't that... Oh my god. That's fucking hilarious. No guns.
called Freedom Town, and it doesn't allow weapons, which makes it immediately one of the least popular maps in the entire game.
Yeah, no
If you
kidding.
go to Fortnite.gg and look at real-time player stats, you have to go back 13 pages before you find Freedom Town.
That's funny. And also, who the hell wants to play a first-person shooter without guns?
Which is less than 400 concurrent players right now. Just for the sake of comparison, random fan-made maps with zero marketing that don't come from a presidential campaign often have numbers that are 10, 20, 50 times higher than that very easily. Second important
That's
thing, as
sad.
funny as it is to have a map called Freedom Town from a political campaign where they take away the guns, in a game that's popular because of its Battle Royale combat component, the entire thing appears to be openly violating the Epic Games terms of service.
Oh, okay. Let's find out how.
From the Island Creator Rules on the official Fortnite website, quote, whether commercial content or not, your island and your island's metadata must not include calls to action outside Fortnite,
Aha.
solicitation to join, participate in, or donate to a real-world religion, political organization, or military organization.
Oopsies. Oopsies. Whoopsie-daisy there, Cotton. You seem to have made a mistakey poo there.
Product claims, dates of offer, or pricing, end quote. Sure, you could argue that they're just advocating people go and vote regardless of party affiliation, but that's still a call to action outside Fortnite, which makes this a pretty blatant violation
Who
of their terms.
knows? Pixel guns be bad, yo. Yeah, I know, right?
To be fair, no one's playing the map, and no one really cares, but the fact that no one's playing the map and no one cares about it logically segues into my next point, which is that you probably couldn't even find a worse way to spend a bunch of campaign funds if you directly tried to.
Yeah. It's like the worst spending of resources. What was this supposed to do? I know. We'll get their kids to play Freedom Town. That'll make them vote for me.
Bear with me because now it gets a little bit more complicated, but publicly available statistics of the Fortnite player base overall look like this from Statista sourcing Verdo. 62.7% of the player base are between the ages of 18 and 24. 22.5% are between the ages of 25 and 34. 12.7% are between the ages of 35 and 44, while just 2% are above the age of 45.
Yeah.
Right away, those numbers are completely and totally wrong. obviously, because they don't even acknowledge the age brackets below 18.
No.
But rather than simply making a claim, I want to put numbers down and showcase just how unbelievably stupid you have to be in order to dedicate political campaign resources to a Fortnite map called Freedom Town, which doesn't have guns.
The fact that this is even a sentence, a Fortnite map called Freedom Town that doesn't allow guns.
And advertises Kamala Harris's policy positions like small business tax incentives or affordable housing. Let's do it like this. Pretty much every single demographic claim out there tracks back to one single study by Verto Analytics, but that study assumes that literally 0% of the Fortnite audience are under the age of 18. That's obviously not true, and yet everyone says it, so how do I go about disproving it? Well, according to GWI Consumer Research in 2 different studies from first quarter 2021 and first quarter 2022, which surveyed 13,000 participants each and was a few years ago, and the numbers are growing, just keep that in mind, the percentage of gamers who had played certain games / played them in the last month included 40% of Generation Alpha respondents who were born after 2010.
So you mean the ones that can't vote yet?
That means, in no uncertain terms, 40% of the entire Generation Alpha gamer study play Fortnite, and yet the most dominant publicly available statistics for the Fortnite player base claim that the entire audience is above the age of 18.
Yeah, no. That's not how that works. Like, at all.
That notion could not be further from the truth. The fact is, an enormous percentage of the Fortnite audience are 12, 13, maybe 14 years old, and yet the Harris campaign is devoting resources to make a map that takes away one of the most integral mechanics of the entire game and then tries to motivate the player population into voting for her.
But don't you see? If the children know about Kamala Harris, then they'll tell their parents, and then their parents will go and vote for us.
Which they obviously can't do. It's already very on the nose how stupid the whole project is just from that alone. But how about this part? Yeah. Turns out Epic Games...
That's like saying all COD players are over 18. Yeah, exactly. That's stupid. We all know that all COD players are definitely not over 18.
At the time, received the single largest FTC fine ever for violations of COPPA, which is the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, because they were, quote, using privacy-invasive default settings and deceptive interfaces that tricked Fortnite users, including teenagers and children, end quote. Keep in mind, the company was penalized almost $300 million, and COPPA pertains to children under the age of 13, which means Epic Games was using deceptive Fortnite monetization on children who not only can't vote, they also can't really do anything.
No, they can't enter into contracts, they can't, make informed decisions. They can't do any of that stuff, but yet the Epic Store was taking advantage of that.
The complaint itself alleges that Epic Games collected data on these children, thus the fine, but the point is to demonstrate that while publicly available metrics often, very often, refer to the Fortnite player base as majority 18 to 24, like 60% of them in those claims, that claim is nothing but fiction, and the real audience is extremely young.
Yes.
This is something widely known by pretty much any content creator out there, any streamer, any YouTuber, etc., because their audience is majority children. They know it, they cater to it, and they monetize it. Yeah. Which makes it even more hilarious that a political campaign would devote their resources to pursuing this particular game, if they're reaching out to gamers, as a way to court the young adult voters.
What they should have done was they should have, as much as there are child COD players, they should have gone for COD, because COD is played more by young adults. It's not exclusively played by young adults, but it is more likely to be played by young adults. That would have made more sense for them to go for COD. But no, they had to go for Fortnite.
Freedom Town USA is attempting in its gameplay to expose players to Kamala Harris's policy positions. An example would be affordable housing stances or small business tax credits, which are featured directly in the
map. What does that have to do with anything?
And sure, some video game players have a small business or care about affordable housing. I myself have a small business, so a tax credit policy position would be worth understanding for me. Mm-hmm. But how many Fortnite players are not only legally able to vote, which is not that many of them, but also have a small business? Realistically, I don't think I could even find a worse way to spend campaign donations compared to this, which is really saying something.
Could you imagine, Mom, my lemonade stand is gonna get tax rebates.
All of you watching, at least in America, have likely been completely inundated with political advertising. If you're watching this before the election, you probably got a political ad right before the video. You'll get another one after, and you might even get one right in the middle, unless you have ad block, but YouTube is fighting tooth and nail to make ad blocking impossible, so there's that. But my point is that there's a monumental amount of money being poured into the presidential race right now. However, that doesn't mean you have to just set the money on fire. Kamala Harris heavily outraised Trump in the last portion of the election cycle, but between them, according to the New York Times at least, they spent $500 million, with a billion with a B, in 16 days.
That's insane! $500 million in 16 days. Jesus Christ.
That's an unbelievable amount of money. And at a certain point, especially when you consider something like Freedom Town USA, it becomes clear that they're not just spending money, they're openly throwing it away on things that might even have negative overall value to their campaign. While looking into the topic for this video, I found thread after thread after thread of people citing the metrics where 60% of the player base is supposedly 18 to 24, saying things like, oh, well, that makes sense then. And I'm honestly baffled by the amount of people who genuinely think that this was an understandable use of funds. It isn't. No. That's not to say that Trump is any better with his campaign funds, because he's not.
No, that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm sitting here as a Canadian looking at Trump and looking at Kamala and going, you're both crazy. How are you, like, how is anybody supposed to vote for any of this? I can honestly say I have never had the desire to try Fortnite. They could make a supermarket simulator mod. I like that idea. Oh, by the way, speaking of government incompetence, the squirrel was 7 and the raccoon was 12 years old. Aww. Poor Peanut. Poor Peanut. Poor Peanut the squirrel.
But the cross-section of swing voters who not only play Fortnite in the first place, which is basically none, but would also be influenced by this kind of thing, ends up being a number so small that any realistic campaign manager or any statistician involved with the campaign should immediately realize that it's not worth spending money on.
Yeah, they should be like, no, that's a dumb idea. Whoever thought of that should be fired.
Look at this, as if I haven't proved the point already, but look at this. This is from Vice News. Quote, Kamala Harris dropped a new custom Fortnite map. I promise you read that headline correctly. Kamala Harris is taking her campaign right to Fortnite in a truly surreal way. Further down, maybe it's because I'm so game-pilled, and I'm not even a Fortnite guy, but it's a pretty cool move.
Oh, come on, Vice News.
End quote. That has got to be one of the most out-of-touch things I've read this entire year. It gets better, though. Quote, the Vice President of the United States promoting a Fortnite map is dope AF, and I'm here for it. Me too. Additionally, at the risk of shaking the foundation of my unbiased journalistic integrity briefly.
Oh, your unbiased journalistic integrity? Really? Where? Because you're not sounding very unbiased right now.
I do think it's insane for a presidential nominee to do something like this, so people who play video games still get ignored when it comes to certain areas of recognition. Furthermore, there are still people who think gaming isn't a legitimate art form, after all. You can laugh all you want. This is how you reach young people. It's true.
But those young people won't be voting, so why are you trying to reach them?
You gotta dance in these circles if you want folks to vote for you. Otherwise, you're leaving crumbs on the table for your opponent to potentially clean up. Seriously, though, read the following sentence and acknowledge it as a reality. Kamala Harris, the sitting vice president and current presidential nominee, released...
There's an audio game that I've been looking at, but I don't know if I should buy it.
The Fortnite map is a legitimate piece of her campaign. What a world. End quote. What a world indeed.
So, if
When they say
anybody
crumbs,
donates,
they
then-
absolutely mean
and they want me
crumbs,
to
because
try
the
it and
actual
review it, then
voter-metric
I'll get it,
upside to
but
this move is probably
I'm not
negative.
spending
I would bet
$30
pretty
of
much
my own
anything
money.
I have that this not only didn't gain her any votes, it actively lost her a few.
Yeah.
I obviously can't prove that, but watching the mainstream media unironically praise the release of a Fortnite map called Freedom Town, which doesn't allow guns in Fortnite, with the player base
like
being what it is
Fortnite-
demographically,
Fortnite at
has dealt a
first,
pretty
then they
major
added
blow
the
to my
PvP.
impressions of general political aptitude. I know I'm not the only one who sees this
It
and
was a
realizes how
PvE
dumb it
game
is.
at
And
first?
because of that, I wanted to talk about it publicly. In the end, political campaigns will waste money on whatever it is they feel like. And they've certainly got plenty of it to waste, and they've been doing it a long time. But this felt like a pretty extreme example of irresponsible spending, and I'm still confused why anyone with an ounce of common sense would pitch, execute, promote, and then stand behind it.
Because they have nothing else left. They literally have nothing else left to rely on. They're desperate. They have nothing else to fall back on. It's all bravado. That's all it is. Okay, I'm going to quickly do a bathroom break. So I will be right back. Share the stream while I'm gone. And consider clicking the link pin in the description. You can either do a monthly or one-time donation. So I will see you guys in a moment.
Don't say I've had too much. The room surrounds me, I cannot stay in touch. And I know my mind from my body. Don't tell me it's not so. Oh, say it's so easy. Say I'm not worth it. Oh, take me for granted. I'm not perfect. Show me the better side of the world, yeah. Play me, I tell you, I won't be pushed. Don't say I've had too much. The room surround me, I do not give a fuck, yeah. I'm on the edge, and I dare you to push me. And I dare you to push me. Watch me dance in the rain. I may be crazy, but this feeling's insane. And I know I'm tripping. I only see black and blue. Oh, taking the next step stronger than ever. Oh, you broke me up now, but I'm still better. Show me the better side of the world, yeah. Play me, I tell you, I won't be pushed. Don't say I've had too much. The room surround me, I do not give a fuck, yeah. I'm on the edge, and I dare you to push me. And I dare you to push me.
Okay. Sorry about that. Oops. All right. Here we go. Now we're gonna get into our fun, felonious stuff. The most insane trial just ended. Full recap. Let's see what this is all about. And then there's a cop video that we'll take a look at. So, here we go.
He just ends up looking so stupid. Because now Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug, walks free today.
Young Thug.
Is just on probation. And he was facing 25 to 40 years in jail. This is the longest court case in Georgia's history. The most expensive ever, costing tens of millions of taxpayer money. And they got this guy.
Apparently, Monster Hunter Wild is accessible and it's in beta. I might check it out.
Probation.
Later.
And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful. But honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it.
Jesus Christ. That's the judge to one of the lawyers? Holy shit. Young Thug has been around for many years.
All right, today's topic, the most insane court case I have ever witnessed just ended right now. One of the most famous and prominent rappers in the game, Young Thug, has just been released on probation. Now, you might be thinking, why do we care? Because this trial, I've been following it. It is the longest trial that Georgia has ever seen. It is a RICO trial, basically a racketeering trial against a gang.
Oh,
and
shit.
Young Thug and the gang were facing 45 to life in prison. Some insane life sentences for potential murders, racketeering, drug charge, everything you could imagine.
Jesus.
So why is this interesting? I'm telling you guys, this trial was so insane, and it was being live streamed the whole time. They're gonna make Netflix series about this 1,000%.
Oh, it was. How did I not know about this trial? What the fuck? I think Satsu was playing it. Maybe see if he can look at the accessibility menu.
This had multiple judges thrown off the case. This had drugs being passed to people inside a court caught on camera.
The Young Thug RICO case has taken by most accounts an unusual twist, an alleged drug deal in open court. Prosecutors say they have the video to prove it.
Yeah.
This had corruption at the highest level, and it just ended in the most insane way. Where to start? Okay. The DA's office in Georgia is seen as incredibly corrupt. If you're unaware, Fani Willis is the one who's going after Trump for what he did in regards to the election, and there's a lot of things surrounding her and how poorly she runs her stuff.
The allegations stem largely from a contentious divorce involving a key prosecutor in the Trump election interference case. Nathan Wade's estranged wife accused him of having an affair with DA Fani Willis, while at the same time Willis paying him $650,000 so far to run point on the high-profile racketeering investigation.
Actually, I think she's already had one scandal involving a love affair, if I remember correctly. She's up for re-election, and she wanted to get this case out of the way because it's been running for over 2 years, which when you get a jury in,
that's
and
insane.
you're trying, normally most trials you're looking at anywhere from like a week to like 2-3 months. This is 2 years. So let's go back.
That is nuts. 2 fucking years of this shit. That is craziness.
Jury's brought in, they figure this stuff out. We got the first judge, who is Ural Granville, and from the onset of the case, everything is a mess. The case is moving slow. The state has like 100+ witnesses. They're bringing witnesses back after they've already been on the stand. Everything is super confusing, and the judge is not controlling it. The defense and the prosecution are going after each other, accusing each other of withholding evidence. It is,
man.
If you were just a third-party observer watching live stream and this is your first time seeing anything in court, you're like, oh, we're in a third world country. That's how crazy things were. Then you have one incident where somebody seemingly tries to hand drugs to one of the
I covered a few things about her from Nate. Oh, the Fannie Willis's office? Oh, okay.
But the place where this trial got international acclaim and became a big deal was when the prosecution and the judge decided to have an ex parte meeting in their chambers with a sworn-in witness. Okay?
Oh,
now, this witness, for context, was a key witness for the state. They did not want to testify. They wanted to plead the fifth, which meant they didn't want to incriminate themselves. They didn't want to talk. And they were now going into the judge's chamber with the prosecution without the defense's knowledge. The defense ends up finding out about it. And what they're alleging they've learned about the meeting is that essentially, one, it was improper. Two, they were trying to coerce the witness into testifying. Three, the judge was in helping the prosecution to make this shit happen. So they go into open court and Brian Steele calls out the judge in front of everybody. The judge loses it.
Oh, shit.
And what I found out just recently, this is not waived, is that supposedly on recorded times, district attorney or district attorneys from the DA's office, as well as investigators, sheriff deputies, Mr. Copeland and his counsel met together. None of the defense team, to my knowledge, was aware that this was going on. It was told, based upon information belief, that it was told to the district attorneys that Mr. Copeland intended to plead the Fifth Amendment. To me, that never...
Mr. Steele, can I interrupt you for just a second? I'm kind of disturbed because that's ex parte. All that was an ex parte conversation. How did you find out about
How did you find out about the shit that I was doing that I shouldn't have been doing?
Disturbed too. And the reason
I'm asking you a question. How did you find out about it? Well, listen, if you don't tell me how you got this information, then you and I are going to have some problems.
We can have I have problems right now.
Okay, I know.
The defense attorney's like, yeah, we can have as many problems as you want.
I don't want to know about your problems, okay, at this point in time.
How about Mr. Copeland, who supposedly announced he's not testifying and he'll sit for 2 years, and then supposedly this honorable court, or excuse me, let me rephrase that, this court supposedly said, I can hold you until the end of this trial. Ms. Hilton supposedly said, actually, all of the defendants and then all 26 people are disposed of. If that's true, what this is coercion, witness intimidation, ex parte communications that we have a constitutional right to be present for. So I understand that you're upset towards me, but I don't know what I did.
Mr. Steele, I still want to know, how did you come upon this information? Who told you?
What I want to know is, why wasn't I there?
Yeah. Why the fuck wasn't I there? It doesn't matter who told me. What matters is, why wasn't I invited?
Why, sir? I'm going to hold you in contempt if you don't tell me who tell me who this information is.
I don't want to be held in contempt. Well, I'm not answering that question.
I'm going to give you 5 minutes. If you don't tell me,
you don't have to.
You don't have to, sir. I will be proudly held in contempt.
Tell me who it is. I'm going to put you. I'm going to put you in contempt because
he jails the lawyer for one of the defense. Then the entire bar, which is like the Association for Lawyers in Atlanta, find out. They all show up at the courthouse.
Mr. Steele, I am going to hold you under, still hold you in summary criminal contempt.
Not the decision many in the courtroom were expecting.
I was surprised by a couple things. First, that the judge held him in contempt.
About a dozen defense attorneys showed up to support Brian Steele, who's representing rapper Young Thug in his criminal racketeering case.
Anytime a member or criminal defense lawyer is making a motion in good faith and they're being shut down by the judge and threatened with jail, that's scary.
Yeah? You think? That's completely improper.
The reason Steele was held in contempt by Judge Ural Glanville?
The judge was having ex parte communications with the district attorney and a witness. That means he was talking to the district attorney and the witness without anyone from the defense being present. And that is generally considered improper. So Mr. Steele found out about that. He made a motion for a mistrial, and the judge demanded that Mr. Steele reveal that source.
Steele's punishment?
I'm going to order that you be taken into custody, incarcerated in the Fulton County Jail for no more than 20 days for this contempt.
20 days? For 20 days? Holy Jesus. That's completely wrong.
Those 20 days consisting of every weekend for the next 10 weekends.
I think it went well. I mean, anytime you walk out of court with your client, that is a good thing. And I do think that the appellate courts will take interest in this and will probably be able to overturn it.
But they decide to get this judge recused, which basically means the judge is not impartial. He cannot be the judge for this case. That's what they claim. And it gets getting It ends up being approved, not for the ex parte meeting, but because the judge was arguing with the defense when if someone's saying you're impartial, you have to fire it off to another judge to determine. Like, if you're accused of being biased, you can't be the sole determiner of whether or not you're biased.
No, I find that you're biased. No, I'm not. Well, how are you going to determine that?
They fired off to another judge. That judge makes a determination.
We have breaking news in the YSL trial. Fulton County Chief Superior Court Judge Ural Glanville has been removed from this case.
So then they're like, okay, trial's on hold. We got to get a second judge. The next judge comes in. And then she's like, I can't take this case. I think, don't quote me on this, I think one of my officers ended up one of the defendants, which is like, what?
Oh, shit. That's okay.
What the fuck is happening? So she gets removed off the case.
Breaking news right now in the YSL RICO trial involving Atlanta rapper Young Thug. And less than 24 hours after replacing the original judge, the newly appointed judge has recused herself. Judge Shakura Ingram was randomly selected to lead the trial after the former judge Ural Glanville was removed yesterday. Ingram says she is
Ural Glanville. What a fucking southern name that is.
Removing herself
Ural
from the case
Glanville.
due to a prior professional relationship with a deputy involved in the case.
So then there's a third person that's get put on, and that's where we are with Judge Whitaker.
I'm not saying you're wrong. But like math.
New at 4, a newly appointed judge took the bench today in the Young Thug RICO trial. Judge Paige Whitaker is the third judge assigned to the lengthy court case.
She sees the case and she's like, yo, this is a mess. You guys have been going for a year. You have no idea how to litigate this. She's yelling at this state a bunch of times. And to be fair, she did go after the defense at some points where they were being, overindulging in certain things. But repeatedly throughout the time that she oversaw the case, she kept scolding the state, saying, you guys are disorganized. How is this case happening?
All right, a couple of matters. First of all, Miss Love. That needs to be the absolute last time that you don't have enough witnesses to carry us at least until 5.
Holy shit! How can you not have enough witnesses in a RICO case?
And if it happens again and there is something less than an earthquake, an 8-car pileup, somebody died, 3 people died, and so none of the witnesses were available, I may just say you can't have that witness, because at this point in this incredibly long trial, to have to end at 4:25 is not a good use of anybody's time. Do you understand?
I do.
All right.
Your Honor.
And so I said to you, is any of it hearsay? Is any of it being offered for the truth? And you said no. And then you turned around, you drew the witness's attention to the phone number and tried to have the witness testify to whose phone number it was. If that is not offered for the truth, what is it? I can't figure out what it is. If it's disingenuous, if it is that, I don't want to malign the prosecutor standing in front of me right now, so I'm not going to say the possible things that it could be, but it is.
I'm not going to say what I think it is, because that would just be wrong. But we all know what I'm thinking.
Baffling to me that somebody with the number of years of experience that you have, time after time after time, continues to seemingly purposefully hide the ball to the extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can.
Oh, she is pissed. Like, listen to her.
Extent you possibly can for as long as you possibly can. And I really don't want to believe that it is purposeful. But honestly, after a certain number of times, you start to wonder how it could be anything but that, unless it is just that you are so unorganized that you are throwing this case together as you try it. And I am sorry to say that.
Jesus. That is the biggest dressing down of a prosecutor I think I've ever seen. And I've watched a fair amount of court proceedings with Pink Hollow.
But this case is being made much more difficult for everybody.
Yep.
Because of the haphazard way in which it is being presented.
And you have to keep in mind, the case is trying to prove a conspiracy, but everything is confusing. All the witnesses are either non-cooperative or not very useful, and it's a big web, but you have no idea how it connects. You can imagine the judge was up to her last, and the defense was constantly asking for a mistrial. These people don't know what they're doing.
I don't blame the defense for asking for a mistrial. I would be too. There's a shade of difference in this chick. There's a shade of difference in this judge. Menopausal white chick, no shits given. Wouldn't you be after being the third or fourth judge going on 2 years of this circus? Yeah.
They're trying to goad this into a mistrial. They're breaking the rules of evidence. The judge denies all the mistrials with prejudice.
They should just bow their heads, look at their feet, shuffle uncomfortably and go, yes, ma'am, sorry, and go tidy their room without being asked.
If I could tell you guys just how much craziness happened in this case, there was one detective who came up, and basically he's an expert in testifying in these cases, but he did something you weren't supposed to. He mentioned the fact that one of the defendants had a criminal history. Now, you might not understand, but you cannot use someone's past criminal acts, generally speaking, as character evidence in a case.
No. Unless it's specifically allowed. Like, you can't just be like, they've been a criminal their whole lives, you guys.
Because it biases the jury to think that person's always going to be a criminal.
Yeah.
And that's not how you should be judged solely on the merit of the charges against you, not whatever prior convictions you have. No. So this officer did that, and he got thrown off the case. The judge said, no, he's out. He can't come back. The state was upset. But now we get to the most recent incident, which led to this trial pretty much ending. There's a witness that comes up, and he's basically snitching on everyone. Says, yes, it's a gang. Okay, he's admitting that as part of his plea, so he doesn't go to jail. He's admitting everything is a gang.
Okay.
And they're asking him to read Instagram posts, and the defense objects, and they said, hey, this is going to prejudice my client. Redacted. The state agrees. So they take the same exhibit, they hand it to the witness. All right? And then they ask the witness to read off the exhibit.
What the fuck? That's not redacting. At all. That's just taking it off the screen.
The witness reads through the post, then he reads through the hashtags, and one of the hashtags is the one that they objected to already, the defense, and the state agreed to redact. But on the exhibit that they gave to the witness, they never redacted it. So this guy starts reading, and she goes, keep reading. The guy keeps reading, and now we get to the part, and then she tells him, yeah, read that part too. And he reads it. Immediately the defense loses it. Objections come up. They ask for a mistrial. The judge screams at the state, and she says something that I think is highly inappropriate. She essentially says,
and then is there a hashtag?
Hashtag no slime left behind. Hashtag 2Bs. Life size.
Okay. And is there another hashtag?
Free Quay.
What? Is there another hashtag on the screen?
Oh, no.
Your Honor.
It's in this paper
Your
right
Honor.
here. You got me reading.
Your Honor, I have to make a motion.
Yeah. She trapped him. She's like, is there another hashtag up on the screen? But she's given him a paperwork that has all the hashtags on it. Holy shit.
Your Honor, we're making a motion for a mistrial on behalf of Mr. Nichols.
What the poster is referencing. I don't honestly really care what the poster was referencing. What I'm trying to do is fix your sloppiness so that everybody won't have wasted, 2 years. 10, 12 months of their lives in this trial.
That's not a judge's job. A job should be impartial. But you can see that she's seen how much time. I don't want everyone's time, the jury's time, to be wasted because you guys don't know how to run your case.
Yeah. She did say something that's very partial, very biased. But she doesn't really have a choice at this point because the prosecutor is just fucked up.
The defense asked for mistrial with prejudice. And just to make the distinction, with prejudice means that
can't be
the
tried again.
state cannot retry the case. Without prejudice means that the state can retry it. So the judge's like, I'm not going to give you guys a mistrial with prejudice, but I will give you one without prejudice.
So I'm going to deny a motion for a mistrial with prejudice. That one, I don't believe that the facts bear out. Would you like a mistrial without prejudice?
Say yes.
Yes. You would? Who would?
And then
that means, of course, that the state would be free to try every one of y'all again.
At all. But now she was saying, I will end this case if just what you guys really want.
Yeah, I will. Who else wants me to pull the car over to the side of the road and just just let everybody out right now? Yes, please.
This is her way of saying, guys, come to some plea agreements because I'm almost done with these people. And the state sees this too. Court is adjourned. About 5 to 6 days go by. Everyone's negotiating. The defendants are negotiating with the prosecutors. To make you guys understand how crazy this is, 2 of the defendants that were being charged with murder, multiple murders, and life sentences, they were given 8 years with time served. They're looking at maybe 4 or 5 at most.
Jesus Christ.
So they're going to be out of jail in a few years. That's how incompetent they were. And that's the kind of deals they had to come down to. Multiple murders is what they were facing, multiple life sentences potentially. And they were getting off with 3 to 5 years.
Jesus Christ. That is how incompetent the state was. That is insane to me. Insane.
With the time they've already got served. So those defendants end up getting off. And then we come to Young Thug, which was today. Young Thug was also facing 25 years to wherever else.
Yep.
They go through the deliberations, and this is where the state is really disgusting, even in their closing argument. They're doing what's called a non-negotiated plea deal. And what that means is the state and the defense haven't come to terms on a set amount of years to give the person who's getting the plea deal. They're going to leave it up to the judge. The state gets to make their case for why they think the person should get a bunch of years. Okay. The defense gets to make their case, but essentially the plaintiff is now making an admission to some of the charges, saying, I'm guilty of some of this. Judge, I leave it in your hands. How much time do you think I should serve?
Yeah.
The state goes up and they start chatting nonsense about why this person deserves 25 years. They start mentioning rap lyrics of, oh, this person said this and this person said that.
Can you imagine if Eminem was sentenced to jail for his rap lyrics?
The music, Your Honor, contained lyrics such as the following: I rep my life for real, for slimes, you know I kill. I'm in the VIP, I got the pistol on my hip. Fuck the police. You praying that you live, I'm praying that I hit. This is slime shit. 100 rounds in a Tahoe, I'm prepared to take them down. Got banana clips.
But then when you look into the lyrics that they're referencing, they're not even lyrics that Young Thug sang. They were lyrics that other people, Nicki Minaj and other artists that sang, or other people had written. And so
that's hilarious. They're not even his lyrics. They're not even his lines. Oh my God. That's hilarious.
They were trying to attribute to him some level of guilt. They also were using lyrics.
That'd be like Eminem getting blamed for Dre or Nate Dogg or oh shit, what were the other couple of people that rapped on his albums? That'd be like him getting blamed for those lyrics.
And claiming these were about gang-related activities and specific murders, but in reality, these lyrics were written before the murders ever happened. the defense attorney, Brian Steele, on retort ends up bringing up a lot of this stuff. He kind of explains how they're misrepresenting a lot of the evidence in their closing statements.
The state has no idea when these lyrics were made. Some of them were made before the shooting of Donovan Thomas that the state is saying this applies to the Donovan Thomas killing with the Tahoe. They are so far afield of where we need to be when we are trying to, God forbid, take somebody's liberty, Your Honor. The state is talking about things like F the judge and I rep my life for real. That's not even said by Mr. Williams. But they don't care to find out. They are on a tunnel vision to try to convict a man.
Then he brings up the most important key that I think changed everything. He tells the judge, when we were negotiating with the state, originally they were going to give him probation as long as he testified and he admitted that he was the leader of the gang and that he admitted that he did a lot of this stuff.
So they originally were gonna give him probation? And then they went back on it?
Young Thug refused. He said, I'm not going to admit I was the leader of a gang because I wasn't, and I'm not going to admit to...
But the state offered him 15 years on probation. But they keep piling on these conditions. He just said, he made up his mind. He said, I'm just going to go with it. I got to get home. Judge may not let me home, but I'm not doing these conditions and admit that I'm the leader and I'm involved in...
So then they're like, fine, then we want you to spend 25 years in prison. And he's like, Judge, if they thought my client was a real danger, why would this single admission be the difference between him going to jail for 25 years and him going free today?
Yeah. Why, if he doesn't, like, what's the point in him saying he's the leader if he's not? Just to get probation. Lyric crime that is utter crap. I can point to other lyrics that could go under that. Oh, for sure. How about when Jack and Jill got beaten to death for canoodling by the
judge took note of that.
All right. So it is not lost on the court that the state, had they been able to come to agreement on certain special conditions, was willing to entirely dismiss the RICO count, was willing to entirely dismiss one of the gang counts, and was willing to entirely dismiss this, machine gun count. Was willing to give a sentence that permitted Mr. Williams to walk out of the door today, and therefore does not seem to be particularly worried that Mr. Williams, if on the streets, would be a danger to society.
Yeah, no, they don't. That was completely a revenge charge. Fine, you're not gonna do what I say. You're not gonna do what we want. Then we're gonna throw you in jail for 25 years.
Taking that into consideration and crafting my sentence.
The state just ends up looking so fucking stupid because now Jeffrey Williams, Young Thug, walks free today, is just on probation, and he was facing 25 to 40 years in jail. This is the longest court case in Georgia's history, the most expensive ever, costing tens of millions of taxpayer money, and they got this guy on fucking probation.
That's nuts. That is absolutely a complete fobbing of the case. That is insane.
And the truth of the matter is, a lot of people are saying they should have never pled out. They were winning the case. And the truth is, the defense was winning the case by a landslide. But the defendants had already been in jail for multiple years now, waiting for this trial to end. They had no bond. They weren't seeing their friends and family. And they were just stuck in a prison cell. And they were tired. They just wanted this to end. So Thug took a chance. And honestly...
And he won.
In my head, I don't think he should have taken it, but I'm not him. I can understand why he did.
Yeah.
And it ended up well. I just think he was gambling a lot more than I would have been comfortable with, but I understand it. The courts really are sometimes a bit of a circus in some places. The way that some district attorneys decide, and this is a very unethical district attorney's office. The way that they ran this case, the way that they engaged in conversation with people. And I think the judge was also wrong for not granting a mistrial with prejudice. Because
I agree. I absolutely agree. I think that the facts absolutely bore out the need for a mistrial with prejudice.
the state had made so many like disgusting mistakes,
yeah.
And they always said, well, the judge would say, you know, I'm not granting it with prejudice because I don't think this was on purpose. It was a mistake. I think they're just bad at their job.
Which that's they need to be. They have the duty to be like the best at their job. So they should be punished for being bad at their job and not being able to try it again.
I'm like, well, if someone's life was on the line, should you not grant the mistrial with prejudice because a certain pattern of repeated mistakes shows that these people don't have the aptitude to decide whether or not, or to influence whether or not this man is going to go to jail for life?
Yeah.
You know? Or these men, it's a group of people. So I was hooked on this case. I was watching it for a very long time, and
I don't blame you.
Like, if you see people plead, if you see some people with felony convictions, sometimes the courts will just railroad you. These people were so hot and heavy to get Young Thug that they were letting murderers go.
That's crazy. That's insane that they let a whole bunch of murderers go just to get this one guy who didn't really even do anything.
Letting other kinds of criminals go. But they wanted the big name so bad, they didn't care who they let out in the streets.
Yeah.
And they were willing to do every unethical thing possible to make sure it happened. And when you see that kind of court case unfold, it's hard not to look at the justice system and say, my faith is shaken. You know, it's hard to look at. I mean, I'm not going to say I had that much faith to begin with, but yeah, district attorneys like these, the way that they ran their show, the fact that this was live streamed, I think was amazing because it let the audience know just how fucked up courts can be.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe y'all don't care, maybe you do, but I just wanted to talk about this because I was consumed by this case, and I just couldn't believe that this case was more absurd than any form of television I'd seen when it came to TV court trials.
Oh, yeah. Real court? Oh my god, watching real court is amazingly entertaining. It's amazingly entertaining to watch real court because you get to see the judge just completely, like, sometimes it's a good judge, sometimes it's a shitty judge, sometimes the judge is yelling at the defense, sometimes the judge is yelling at the state, sometimes the judge is yelling at sometimes the judge is yelling at the defendant or the plaintiff. It's great. It's awesome. And yeah. So we have our next video. It's a police video. Routine police call turns into terrifying disaster. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting.
In December 2023, dispatch received a report of an individual violating a restraining order in Sheboygan Falls, Wisconsin. A woman stated that she had been living with 56-year-old Todd Hartzheim, with whom she was in a relationship. After filing for a restraining order against Todd, he was served with the legal papers that day. In response, he physically fought with the woman at the home, damaged property, and threatened to burn the house down.
As you do. You know, you've got a restraining order against somebody, so let's act in such a way that'll get us another one.
He then attempted suicide by inhaling fumes from Axe body spray.
Fuck, what the fuck? Jesus Christ, this is just okay.
A deputy soon arrived and observed Todd inside the residence, refusing to come out while holding a can of gasoline.
Oh good, he's got gasoline in his hand. Awesome. Awesome, awesome.
No. No. Dispatch, are you in contact with a female?
At that point, the deputy was uncertain whether the woman was still inside the home. And by the way, if you're interested in true chilling stories, check out our new channel, Beneath the Badge, where we dive into the gripping and intense moments of first responders.
Okay.
See the link below.
Come on, man.
Fresh breath.
Dude, seriously.
Away from me. Get the away right now.
Get. What are they, dogs?
Fire started.
Away from me.
Dude.
Get out of this house or I'll keep doing it. Get.
Holy shit. He's got a whole actual fire going.
Dude, put it down.
Go away.
Put it down. Is my other deputy inside?
Yeah, I think so. That one you can't get in.
Wait, where is he?
It's done.
Tased, I guess. Yep.
66, where you at?
I have nothing to live for. I'm dying anyway.
I have nothing. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We've got this type of person. Okay.
Tim, where you at? Get your hands behind your back! Get your f***ing hands behind your back! I'm not f***ing around!
Get the fuck away from me.
Hey!
I'm dying. I can't.
What do you need, Tim? Tim, what do you need? Tim, what do you need?
I can't breathe.
Give me the other
I can't breathe. Yes, you can. You sound fine.
hand. Give me your f***ing hand.
I can't breathe. I took an inhaler. I'm gonna die.
Hold his hands. I got his hands.
I'm gonna die.
No, you're not.
Let go of your f***ing hand.
I'm not doing it.
All right, he's handcuffed. Get your ass up. Get your hands. Get up.
I can't get up. I gotta
Bring him in here.
Okay, well, you seem to be capable of lighting shit on fire. So, fuck your arthritis.
Okay, get him in here.
Get up.
Bring him in here. Close that door.
My legs don't.
We gotta get him out. Not right now.
Due to Todd's lack of cooperation and the heavy smoke inside the home, deputies were forced to leave him behind.
Huh? They're just like, fuck it. We gotta just drop him and go. 'Cause it's too dangerous.
Tim, you good?
As I told the kid who chucked a branch at me in high school, if you can talk, you can breathe. I put him in a partial chokehold. Yeah, you're not wrong. If you can talk, you can breathe. You're fine.
Tim, you good? Just breathe. 145 dispatch. He's handcuffed inside the residence. We had to evacuate.
Fuck. He's hurt. That cop is not. He's not doing well. What do you breathe in?
You good?
Like, I wonder what kind of smoke it was.
Here, 1 second. Hold on. Dispatch, we need fire on 33. Suspect is still down in the house. He's gonna be in a bedroom. Get a fire extinguisher.
What else?
The deputy then quickly retrieved breaching tools for the bedroom window where Todd was located.
Good.
Yeah. So I wonder how bad this fire is. He had gasoline. So he lit the gasoline and got, like, holy shit. This is scary as fuck.
Get back. Go to the other residence.
Anybody got a ladder? You have a ladder?
Oh no. Oh no, that doesn't sound good. There goes the fire extinguisher. It's empty now.
Yeah. He's handcuffed in the other room.
Where's the fire at?
It was started here. Give me that.
Hold Okay.
I got it. I don't know. I don't know if that's the tip on the other side. What's that? You got another one? I'll just at least contain it if you want to hand me that. Okay.
Oh wow. So it's bad. It's a bad fire. They need fire tech. They need they need firefighters to come help. It's a bigger fire than I thought it was.
Do you want to help Tim on that side? I don't know what he's doing. Yes, there's someone in there. I got 2 of them already used.
You got one?
I got one, yep. At least it was contained when we were in there in here, but...
Where is he at?
He's in a bedroom over there. We had to get out. He was fighting with us, so he didn't want to come out.
Is he cuffed?
Yeah. 6.
That other cop has some bad smoke inhalation. You can hear it.
If they have a rescue truck, whatever. I need them expedited 1033 here. I need a ladder and some breaching tools.
Oh, did his breaching tools fuck up?
Can we get into that door? Is that door?
I don't know. Maybe. Do you want to try? Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, mobile home fires are just the worst. Just one big chemical burn. Oh,
At least just contain this.
Yeah.
That's EMS. That's probably what I'm going to need later.
Is the bedroom he's in, by chance?
No, he's in a further one on that side of the house. No, I'm good that way. Smoke inhalation and everything.
Yeah, he does not sound good, the one cop.
Do you have anything? Thank you. Is that another one? Yeah. Alright, thanks. You guys got a fire extinguisher on board? Anybody got a fire extinguisher? Ma'am, go to the neighbor's house.
Can I get my
Nope, go in the neighbor's house.
Can I get my what?
The neighbor's house. You guys got a fire extinguisher on board? Anybody got a fire extinguisher? Ma'am, go to the neighbor's house.
Can I get my
Nope.
Can I get my cat?
Go in the neighbor's house. Natalie, if fire is able to safely get through here, he's right in the bedroom right over here. Is there more on fire? This just keeps going up, but it's just smoky at this point, so we're doing fine on that. Are you good? Yeah, a little bit. I don't know what he put on that, probably gas, I would assume, but it keeps lighting up, whatever it is.
Yeah, that guy, that one cop, he got a bunch of smoke right in the face, I think.
60. Okay, I just wrote it in chat with it.
Okay.
Okay, so you've never been in a trailer, in a mobile home. That's one thing I know you've never been, right?
Yeah.
You have?
Yes.
You've been in a mobile home. A 10 by 30 foot rectangle that has no basement, that you can, it sounds like
Yes.
everywhere you walk.
Yes, the stepfather's brother had one that we went to.
Oh, okay. Did you ever know, was it a single wide or a double wide? Did
I
you know?
believe it was a double, because
Okay.
there was like 2 beds.
There would be a seam up the middle of the whole thing that goes the whole length for a double wide.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
yeah.
This is a single wide, which is that seam is the other wall, is the other outside wall.
Okay.
They're very narrow. It's like this room.
Oh, Jesus.
But length, but 30 feet.
Okay.
They're it sucks. I dated a girl in one for a while in Virginia. But, so think of this is the front door.
Okay.
And where your window is,
Yeah.
is the patio door.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Okay, he's at the patio door where the fire is. So the fire is between both exits, and the person is in the bedroom at one corner of the place. And there's no real actual windows.
Oh, good.
In these things. They're like our basement windows at the other house.
Oh. Okay.
That's the best way I can describe these things, because you've never really actually seen it. You've been in one then, but you never actually wandered around the place, and you never got to see a single wide, which is this.
No.
Yeah, they're... And then on top of that, it's the nastiest smell and the blackest of smoke ever.
Is
it's
it?
disgusting.
Well, it's probably because of what they're made of.
Dispatch, I forgot to mention there's a taser deployment before this all kicked off. And that shit really kicked off. Yeah, yep. You alright there, bud? Hey, I want you to lay on the ground. You'll get more air that way. He's still good. He's just laying there, but of course I lost my f***ing flashlight. Thanks.
Well, he doesn't want to be alive anymore. Except he's not showing that.
Do you have any breathing apparatus or anything?
In my truck yet? No.
Okay,
Engines are out.
Do you have any breaching tools?
Yeah.
I need that
He's like, yeah.
Engines are out.
Do you have any breaching tools?
Yeah.
I need that.
Yeah, I'm a fucking firefighter on a fire truck. Of course I have breaching tools. That's what that yeah was.
Wall made into a hole. Block off that entrance down there.
Fire extinguisher?
That was
Yeah, if you got
yeah, of course I do, you idiot.
it, but yeah, go park by 44 down there. That window there. No, I'm gonna f it up as much as possible, see if I can get that thing open.
Is it already vented or not? The window open?
Yeah, everything that was cooking was in the kitchen.
Yeah.
They keep flaming it down, or putting the flames down.
You want it taken out?
This right here.
That window?
Take out as much as you can. Let's get that other window breached as well, get some more air. Not feeling the best.
No, I bet you're not. I bet you probably breathed in a bunch of horrible shit. That is no fun.
If you're doing good yet.
Can't get in the door or what?
Too much smoke.
Is he inside there?
Yeah, he's handcuffed inside. He
can't
was
get him out?
He was resisting, and it was the flames were tall on this side and just smoking everything. Man, you doing all right?
What the heck is burning?
I have no idea, but I've hit that with 3 or 4 fire extinguishers already. 4 of them. I'm in contact with the suspect. He's 1040 up. We got most of the house ventilated, but still waiting on fire until they get here.
That trailer is probably not livable anymore.
What's the name on that subject? Hey, Todd. Todd, look at me, buddy. We just couldn't take it anymore. It just got so f***ing smoking. Jesus Christ! Just when you think it's time to go on, it's not.
I mean, it's better.
It's good because of
Where it was when I tried going
the
in.
ventilation. Yeah, don't even bother. Ventilation's coming in this way, so he's good that way. You out?
So you guys got him handcuffed and then...
Yeah, Tim was in here fighting with him and tased him, and I rolled in and he got him on the ground. And the fire was just climbing up the wall. And if he was going to resist, I told Tim we got to get out of here because if we weren't going to hit it with fire extinguishers, this place was climbing quick. I know, I'm trying to get
I can't breathe. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been resisting arrest, idiot. I'm sorry, but hold
some help,
holy
buddy.
shit. Come on.
You got a mat or anything? If we want to try...
like a mega mover type thing?
Something, yeah.
Is he walking?
No, he's on the ground gasping for air yet.
Hey man, you come out? Getting smoky in there. You able to move?
Yeah.
Is he burned?
No, luckily not. Just smoke though. He started lighting everything up in front of me and then started the house on fire. I went in, tased him through the hallway, through the fire, went around and then got him in custody. But by the time we were trying to get his ass out of there, it was just fucking pitch smoke from here all the way up. When we were...
Yeah, because that's he doesn't want to just take himself out. He wants to take everybody else out with him.
Trying to get cuffs on him. It sounded like he might have consumed in something that he said that he's gonna die anyways. I don't know what he had taken, but Todd, why is this going on today, buddy? We're gonna get you out of there. But why is this happening today?
Well, I'm out of some freaking...
He's a bigger guy. We might need 2 or 3 people to do that. Whatever that is keeps reigniting. I've went through 3 or 4. This is actually I think my 5th fire extinguisher on it. Where's our young lady that called this in? This one here? Can you open the door? Is the one that called this in with you?
Yeah, she's with me.
Can I talk with her?
Yeah, come on in. Yeah, you gotta get out, man. This fire's going. Can you get up?
I'm fine.
Okay, I was kind of confused because it said that the neighbor was the one calling us in.
I went over there, but I came over here.
So there's nobody else in the house, right? Just him?
Just him and my cat.
So what happened was he started the place on fire, basically dumped gasoline on top of that fire, and then started walking down the hallway saying it's done. I tased him, got him in custody. However, because of the smoke, I wasn't able to stay in there any longer. I couldn't breathe. He
basically caused that trailer to be done. Hey, Spittlebuggies.
He's still alive. He's laying up against, we had him on the ground, so that's the best place for him to be at. I opened and breached the window. We got air in there, so there's at least air movement, and it's actually rather clean in that room for smoke right now.
Okay.
What did he say to you that kicked this all off?
You gotta make an effort, man. Roll on your side and get on your knees.
Sorry, I can't breathe right now. Thank you.
You want to try this?
You want to try grab him?
All right, man. We're gonna try to grab you quick.
All right, let's go. Come on. We gotta do this quick.
I can't get up.
You got him.
Yes, you can. You just don't want to.
You want to just bring him down the stairs this way? Yeah.
It all started because I gave him eviction and restraining order. He said it wasn't going to end the way I thought it was going to end.
Well, I guess he's right. Because now your house is destroyed.
You good? Yeah, you're good. And then
He went into back and I heard him spray, and he's got problems.
Yeah.
I heard him spraying something.
Do you know what that was?
Axe.
Axe body spray. That's a good way to get high, but I don't think it's going to kill him. We were able to extract that gentleman out of the residence.
Not going to kill you.
Set him up.
Squirted it right in his mouth.
Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I gotta go make contact with those guys. I'm gonna have somebody come here and take the investigation. So just bear with me, okay?
Okay. Sit.
Can't breathe.
You all right?
No, I can't. Can't breathe.
Yes, you can. You can breathe better than those officers can, I bet you.
Yeah, we got him out.
Oh, fire just went in there for him. I can't breathe.
He was right by the back door.
He's out! He's out!
Get the cats.
He's out! We got him out!
How's your breathing doing?
Can't breathe.
Yeah.
Can't breathe?
What did you inhale before the fire? What were you inhaling before the fire? Let's get him further away from the... Are you able to grab his up?
Can you walk? We get you
I
out.
was breathing in Axe body spray. Because I'm a teenager.
It was a blind tase.
You able to stand?
My legs are bad, but I can probably walk.
Okay.
All right, let's not try. Let's just drag him. If you're somebody able to get us one other side.
I can walk. Don't do that. Oh, please.
My grandmother had something called a picturectal lobotomy. Her life was never the same. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. Well, we were asking you to walk for the past 10 minutes.
Oh, now
She
he's
served
walking.
restraining order paperwork. And he basically said this isn't gonna. He said this is gonna end well. When the other room started sucking down Axe body spray, like he's got it like that. So she was worried that I was going to close off his lungs. But then when I got here, I couldn't open up the door. He's sitting there with the gasoline already poured on the floor, and then he was lighting.
If the Axe body spray isn't gonna kill you, the fucking fire
He was
will.
lighting a piece of paper. So then he eventually got on a fire and made an entry through there. We had a fire about 3-4 feet high, and then he was pouring more gas on top of that.
Okay.
And then that's when he started going in the other room. I didn't know where she was. I didn't know if she was.
She would, yeah.
So I tased him blindly. All I could see was smoke, but I heard him go down. I jumped through all that. And then got him into the, I sucked him into the bedroom because everything was piling up with smoke at that point. That's when deputies got with me, and then we got him in cuffs, but then it was like we couldn't breathe. That climbed whatever the put on that fire when we were inside. Yeah. I didn't think we were getting out of that. I was going to go through the window if we had to. Yeah. It was going to be a bad day for him.
Yeah. That could have been. That could have been a very different ending.
I mean, he was resisting the whole time.
We probably want you guys to go to the hospital with him.
Well, I'm going to the hospital.
For yourself?
For myself. You need to go yourself, too.
Mm-hmm. Probably do, too, yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think me and him are going to get checked out regardless, just for how much we inhaled.
Yeah. Oh, okay, it's soot. I thought your lip was bloody.
Oh, no.
Yeah. You're covered in soot.
I've got up my nose, yeah.
Oh, wow. So he's just covered in like burning debris and like not burning, but burn debris and soot.
What are we supposed to do? He's resisting us, and the whole hallway there was getting engulfed.
Yeah. It kind of cleared up there when I saw him.
Does he live here?
It didn't sound like it. It sounded like there was a restraining order against him.
That was granted, a temporary one that was granted today.
Today? Was he served?
I don't know. That's what I need to find out.
been a while since we've been here.
Here?
Yeah.
I've never been.
This is like fourth or fifth time now.
What was it for you guys?
Everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Were we ever involved?
What's that?
Were we involved at all? Yeah. In a couple of them?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that it was actually burning inside.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, because I came around and it was already started, and they were rolling in the other room.
Yeah.
That's scary.
As a result, Todd was charged with felony counts of arson, criminal damage to property, battery, misdemeanor counts of disorderly conduct, resisting obstructing an officer, and intentionally abuse a hazardous substance. The majority of these charges were classified as domestic abuse and repeat offenses. He was subsequently given a cash bond set at $250,000.
Holy shit. Ugh. You done fucked up, my son.
About 3 months later, Todd was found guilty due to a no contest plea for arson and battery. The other charges were dismissed at the prosecutor's request. Ultimately, he was sentenced to 8 years in prison, followed by 10 years of extended supervision.
Good. Screw that dude. Seriously, that guy just needs to go away for a while and think about what he's done. That's just insane. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see. I did all of my videos that I have all done. I have done all of my videos that I wanted to do. And I am hungry. Now I'm hungry, of course. Of course. But I am going to go and eat. And I will be back for Glasside Gaming later on tonight. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves, and I hope you guys will join me back here for Glasside Gaming. And I'll try to see what it's like to just stream that on YouTube. We'll see what that's like, because like I said, the Twitch app is just glitchy as all hell. So we'll see what we'll do. But thank you for watching. I hope you guys will join me tonight, and I'll be back. Goodbye.